Epicurus was a Greek philosopher who lived over 2,000 years ago, but his teachings on how to live a happy life are still incredibly relevant today. In a world where we're constantly bombarded with images of perfect lives on social media, and where anxiety and depression are at an all-time high, Epicurus's philosophy offers a much-needed breath of fresh air. We all think we know what happiness is. It's that feeling of joy and contentment we get when things are going right in our lives. But the truth is, happiness is often elusive, and many of us struggle to achieve it. We think that if we just get that one thing we've been wanting, a new job, a new car, a new partner, then we'll be happy. But the reality is, happiness is not something that can be bought or acquired. It's not something that just happens to us. It's something that we have to cultivate. One of the biggest misconceptions about happiness is that it's all about feeling good all the time. We think that happy people are always smiling, always laughing, and always having fun. But that's just not true. Happy people are people who have learned to live with pain and difficulty, who have learned to appreciate the little things in life, and who have learned to cultivate inner strength and resilience. Another common misconception about happiness is that it's all about achieving some kind of external goal or milestone. We think that if we just work hard enough, we'll get to where we want to be, and then we'll be happy. But the truth is, happiness is not something that can be achieved through external means. It's not something that's dependent on our circumstances, but rather it's an attitude, a mindset, a way of being in the world. So what does happiness actually mean? Is it just a feeling, or is it something more? These are questions that Epicurus grappled with in his own philosophy, and his answers are surprisingly insightful. According to Epicurus, pleasure and pain are the two main driving forces of human life. We're all motivated by the desire to experience pleasure and the desire to avoid pain. But Epicurus didn't just mean physical pleasure and pain. He was talking about emotional and psychological pleasure and pain as well. For Epicurus, the key to happiness was not to seek out pleasure, but to live a simple life free from physical pain and mental distress. He believed that most of our suffering comes from our own desires and fears, and that the way to overcome these is to live a life of moderation and self-control. Epicurus also believed in the importance of friendship and community in achieving happiness. He thought that humans are social creatures, and that we need other people to be truly happy. But he didn't just mean superficial friendships. He meant deep, meaningful relationships built on mutual respect and trust. One of the most important ideas in Epicurus's philosophy is the idea that true happiness comes from living a virtuous life. For Epicurus, virtue wasn't just about doing the right thing. It was about living a life of inner strength, resilience, and wisdom. He believed that when we live a virtuous life, we're better able to navigate life's difficulties and challenges, and that we're more likely to experience true happiness. So what's the key insight from Epicurus that can transform our approach to happiness in our own lives? It's this: happiness is not something that we find, it's something that we create. It's not something that happens to us, it's something that we cultivate through our choices, our actions, and our attitudes. When we understand this, we can start to take responsibility for our own happiness, and we can start to make the changes we need to make to live a happy, fulfilling life. The good news is, Epicurus's philosophy is not just some abstract theory. It's a practical guide for living a happy life. By applying his ideas to our own lives, we can start to experience more joy, more peace, and more contentment. We can start to live a life that's truly fulfilling and truly meaningful. So, what can you take away from Epicurus's philosophy and start applying to your own life today? It's this: focus on what truly matters, your relationships, your health, your personal growth, and let go of the rest. Live a simple life, free from excessive desires and fears. Cultivate inner strength and resilience, and surround yourself with people who support and inspire you. And most importantly, take responsibility for your own happiness. Don't wait for it to happen to you. Create it for yourself. Thanks for joining me on this journey into Epicurus's secret recipe for true happiness. If you've got any thoughts or insights on happiness, please share them in the comments below. And if you want to learn more about Epicurus and his philosophy, be sure to check out my next video on the top 5 takeaways from Epicurus for living a happy life.